Hi guys, this is be books. Books. I've been meaning to film this a while ago, but like I'm not completely done reading for this year. I'm very behind on reading, but I'm still hoping to finish the 30 books I set out. But this is half of what was left, so well, around half, because I think half would be 15, and 15 is an odd number, so I can't really get half of it. But yeah, I'm actually like 3 books ahead of where this leaves off, but I'm like splitting it up pretty equally. So yes, and I think next year I'm gonna be doing it in groups of 10, unless if I feel like I have a lot to talk about. Cause I feel like when I tried, like last video I did 15, and I felt like I was trying to rush through things, and I really want to be able to talk about books and like talk about the things, and I feel like it would keep it fresher in my mind too if I just like go and do it more often or whatever, and less books, and we'll keep these a little shorter. But yeah, so let's go into the book I read next after whatever book I left off on. I think I left off on the Pure trilogy. I only read 2 of them though, because I only had the 2. But yeah, so next book I read was The Family Orchard, and I'm declaring this book. This book was very interesting. This is by Nomi Eve. I'm gonna have the titles and the authors in this description box, along with the date that I finished them, because I can't remember the date offhand. I have a list. I have my Goodreads too. I'll link my Goodreads down below too, so you can follow me on there if you want to follow me on there. I don't know, but yeah. So I finished. This is like about a Jewish family, I believe. It's been a long time. I think I started this book right before I went on vacation to, like, when I went to Texas, Louisiana. I think I was in Texas for like 3 days, and then we went to Louisiana, like New Orleans, for like 2 days, because we went from Texas to there, and then we stopped in Arkansas on the way back. It was like, it was this long trip, but yeah. This was one of the books that I brought with, and I finished this on the trip. Yeah, that was a while ago. But it's like a Jewish family, and it goes through many decades. Like, I think there's a family tree in here somewhere, but the first chapters are about, like, there was, like, it really surprised me how it started off. It started off with this person who, like, recently got married, and then she has an affair with a baker, and it, like, kind of goes into detail about the affair, and I'm like, wow. But, yeah. Yeah, so it goes through, like, all of these people, kind of, and all their lives. But, yeah. And it goes, they're mostly in, was it Jerusalem? I think it's in Jerusalem or something, and like, and the talks, they eventually get to an orchard. They don't have an orchard until like halfway through the book or whatever, at some point. I don't really remember this because I finished it a while ago, and so many other things have been on my mind lately. I can't keep anything in my mind, but yeah. It wasn't for me. I think if you like family history, you might like this, but also it might be a little bit, and it also talks about orchard stuff, and like how to graft trees and like stuff, which that was really interesting. I don't remember anything from it, but it was interesting. But yeah, and it has those deckled pages or whatever that you call them, the like uneven pages. Yeah, but I'm done to declutter this, and because I don't feel like reading it again, and that's fine with that. Next book I read was Impulse by Hopkins. I've read one other of her books. What was it called? Crank. I read Crank. I was like, which one was that? I read it so long ago. I read it like probably in high school, so like 10 years ago. I was like, I really enjoyed this. I also read this, like, I think I started this right when we got to Louisiana, so, like, I also read this when I was on vacation. It was really quick read, because it's, even though it's a thick book, it's, like, poetry kind of sentencing. It's not poetry, but it's, like, written, like that, so, which means, whenever you pick this up, you're gonna, like, run through pages, and it makes it really easy to read, which I love easy to read books. So, yeah. I really enjoyed this. I almost couldn't find it to film this video, but, yeah. It was kind of interesting, too, with the people. I think I liked, Crank better than this. It was very interesting, the people, though. Yeah, and I would pick up, I think this has a sequel, and I would pick up the sequel. But, yeah. If you like, her kind of books, then you will like it. My mind is going blank, and I'm trying to get through these, but I can't remember anything, and my mind is already on, like, my to-do list. I have a lot of to-do list today, and, like, I can't get through anything today, apparently. But, yeah. Next, I read this Seven Wonders. I'm starting to remember this one a little bit better than the last two, but, this is the first book in the Seven Wonders series, and this is the Colossus Rises. If you like Percy Jackson and the Olympians, you like this book. It's a series. I only have the first one. I think I got this at a Scholastic book fair years ago, and I just got to reading it. But this is by Peter. I can't pronounce that name, but yeah. But I really like this book, and it's about these group of kids who are, like, chosen, kinda. They're, like, descendants of this one thing, one person or deity or group of people or something like that. And they have to go and find these special powers that are hidden in like different wonders of the world or something, or places like them, like ancient places. Otherwise they might die. So they need to do all this before they die or whatever. So, yeah. It's pretty interesting. Like, if you like Percy Jackson, you will like this series. It's an easy, like, kind of for younger audience, but I love Percy Jackson books. And if you still like those kind of books, even if you're older like me, like, I'm only 28, I'm not that old, but, like, if you're older and still like to read stuff like this, then I think you'll like it. So, yeah. Next, I read this book, which is The Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole by Kathryn, Lasky. And this has the first 3 books in one book. This counts as one, though, because it's one physical book, but I count it as one. I don't count it as 3, even though it has the first 3 books in it. I really like this book. I watched the movie forever ago. I don't really remember much from the movie. But this book, I really liked. It made me want to get the rest of them. It was really easy, and I really liked learning about the different owls. And I'm kind of curious how this little tag team group goes and saves everyone and stuff. I think there's, like, a bunch of these. Like, when I was looking up, I think there was, like, maybe 10 books in the series, or 16, or something. It's like Land Before Time. It has a bazillion of them, but yeah. And if I got them, like, individually, there would be pretty small books, so I could, like, read them quick. This was just kind of big because it has the first 3. I think it's like 600 and something for these 3 books, so yeah. But I enjoyed it. Next book I read was this book by Edward Bloor. It's called Taken. It's from this. It's like in 2035, kidnapping is in a major growth industry. So like everyone gets kidnapped. Lots of kids get kidnapped, and then they pay ransoms, and they get the kids back, and like stuff like that. This was just kind of weird. It wasn't like based off the book. The movie thing is a completely different story, and it's like it kind of had a nice ending at the end. It had like nice meaning to it, but I don't think I'm gonna read this again. I think I'm gonna like, get rid of this book. It's kind of like, imagine the movie Taken, and imagine the watered down kind of kids version of it. This is kind of what it is. Like, I think this would be good for like middle school age, but like I like enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it like a heap ton. I read this when I was in Iowa, and it's like I did a lot of traveling this year. I went on like too many trips. I went on like at least 3. 2 of them to Iowa though, because that's where my boyfriend lives. But yeah, and I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as whatever. And I'm glad I'm getting to some of these books that I've had for a while, so I can like get them out of my collection if I really need to, and stuff like that. I'm sorry I'm rambling, but that's just me, and if you don't like rambling, then why are you on my channel? Because that is who I am. Next, I read, I'm going to talk kind of about this as a series, but I might like the Inkheart trilogy that I have all 3 of, actually. I think I originally got this book first. I got this at a garage sale for like $2, and it was beautiful. And it's paperback. The other 2 are hardcovers. Like, I kind of... But yeah, I love this series. Just, like... The first one was very slow starting. All these books, I think, took me like a month to read each. They were like pretty big books. And like, I think the second book was my favorite. Of all 3 of these, I think the second book was my favorite. But I really like the ending of like the trilogy. And I think I liked the ending of this one too. And they all kind of flow together because they're the same story or whatever. But yeah, I really like learning about the books, and like, because the main character, Mortimer, is a bookbinder, and I don't know, I've never really gone to a bookbinder. Are they even still around anymore? Probably. You probably need to find them though. And like, yeah, I mostly have paperbacks, and they were like discount paperbacks, but I like paperbacks. But I also like hardcovers too now that I've been reading more. But also, dust covers slip around all the time on me. Dust covers kind of annoy me when I'm reading hardcovers. But yeah, but it's basically about this guy named Mortimer. When he reads, things can come out of the book, and then things disappear too. So it's like an even give and take kind of thing. So like, if something comes out, something goes into the book kind of thing. And like, him and his daughter get like always running from this one person that he read out of the book when she was like 3 years old. And like, yeah, it's full of a lot of magic, lots of books, like, and stories. I love stories. But it's by Cornelia Funke. And this is originally a German book. She is a German author. So I thought that was pretty cool that this is in English, of course, because English words. Because I don't know German at all. But Yeah. I really like this trilogy. I really like the ending. The ending, like, was not expected, but also, like, it wasn't an ending that you would expect if you tried to predict it. It wasn't like that, but it was also, like, still a good ending. So, like, yeah. I am terrible at describing books. Like, I don't know why I do these videos if I'm just terrible. I like to talk about the books, but I'm terrible at, like, explaining why I like them or, like, any of that stuff. I just love stories. I love stories, and any story that I can get in and, like, read and being transported to a great place is good for me. Like, I'm just bad at describing things. So, yeah. Every time the glare is there, like, I look at it and then it's like, oh my god, my eyes hurt. I was, like, blinded by myself. It's ridiculous, but thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I can finish all 30 books by the end of the year. I think I need to finish 4 more, which I'm almost done with 1. So I technically only need, like, 3 more. But hopefully I can finish that and then get the video filmed and do all that jazz. So, thank you so much for watching. Bye.